Not only do all things begin and end with him, but it says that he upholds the universe, everything that is seen and unseen. He upholds it simply by the word of his power. So can we stop here? I'm going to say 1 second, but it's not going to be a second. Can we stop here and just sit in the sovereignty of God? Just hear what the scripture's saying about Jesus. He created all things. He is our maker, as David preached 2 weeks ago. He is the heir of all things, which means it all belongs to him, and the entire universe exists simply because he says so. Why have the stars not fallen from the sky? Because he told them to stay up there. Why has the world not burst into flames? Simply because he has told it not to. All the environmental things we worry about, and we should be good stewards of what we've been given, but all the things that are being worried about can't happen unless Jesus tells them to happen. So in the in-between, we should be taking care of what he's given us and believing that it's all in his hands. He upholds the universe by the word of his power. Colossians chapter 1, verses 15 through 17 echoes this description of Jesus. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. I've said this before, I'll say it again, I'll probably say it till you tell me to stop saying it. Even when you feel like you're falling apart, Jesus is holding it all together. Do not declare something that he has said can't happen. You are not falling apart. It is not falling apart. Why? Because he holds it all together. In Matthew 28:18, after the resurrection, Jesus told the apostles, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. As Hebrews 2 says clearly, everything is in subjection to Jesus. So doesn't that have to mean that nothing comes to us unless it comes through him? If everything is in subjection to Jesus, then nothing can get through Jesus to get to us unless he has a purpose for it. Doesn't it have to mean that if we are kept by the power of God through faith, that even our difficulty is designed for his glory and for our good? Doesn't it have to mean that no matter what anyone else intends for evil, God intends it for good, that many would be saved? Doesn't it have to mean that in this world we will have trouble? We will have trouble. We will have trouble. But we must take heart because Jesus has overcome the world. Doesn't it have to mean that if the Lord is our shepherd, it is our act of worship not to want? It's not his job to keep me from wanting. It is my worship to trust him enough not to live in want when I know I have a shepherd.